¿Qué te pareció, Luchito?
Bueno, yo no sabía que la lana de hierro podía hacer esta reacción.
Esto sería un...
Pepe.
Bienvenidos a una nueva temporada de Fact or Cap.
Fact or cap?
Hello, today we will test the next TikTok.
Well, before we start, we want to explain the theory of the experiment and why it happens. This experiment is a consequence of Joule's law, which explains that on every loop where an electronic current passes, there is a release of heat all the time. The reaction depends on different facts, but in this case is electrical resistance, which has the steel sponge. The electrical resistance means the position of the electric current, and the power source in this case is the battery. But why steel sponge get burned or look sparks? This happens because the electrical current is bigger than the electrical resistance of the sponge against battery.
So, we are going to test this experiment, but before testing it, we want to show the two hypotheses that we have. The first one is that it may work due to what my partner already said. The resistance of the steel wool is less than the current that passes through it, so it can be completely consumed. The second one is that not only it may not work, but also that nothing may be observed in the experiment, which can happen due to different situations. The materials we will use are
Battery in this case 8 volts,
and the steel wool that in this case serves as the receiver, but in another case will serve as a conductor. In this case, we are going to bring the battery closer and we are going to see what happens with this experiment. As we can see, as we get closer to the battery, small sparks appear on the steel wool.
As a first and exclusive conclusion is that battery has to be new or have to be recharged, as in our case. Our recommendation is recharging the battery for approximately 16 hours and then use as the way if you want. If we continue to experiment as many times we want, the battery will use for 1 or 2 hours approximately.
Only this way, if it doesn't accomplish any of the requirements that we have just mentioned, it will not be able to work in the experiment or it would hardly work as we want. That's all for today. See you in the next episode.
¿Qué te pareció este experimento, Luchito?
Bueno, yo no sabía que la lana de acero podía reaccionar de esta manera.
Esto es un fact